where a few Australian guys played for us in CPL, like Alex Ross and those guys. So what happened is that after the game, you'd see him just in his Speedo. And he'd take off all his clothes in his Speedo and just take up his stuff and walk into the tower. And everybody are like, what is he doing? You know, in the Caribbean, you have your towel or you're fully wrapped around. You know, that guy just take off every single thing. And we're just saying, guys, chill, man. It's just a cultural difference. You have to learn to come together as one.
I refer to the great cricketer here and I'll say, this will do a little bit early.
This video is brought to you by ACKO and DC. So good to have a couple of Delhi Capitals legends with us. We've got Rovman Powell, David Warner, Prithvi Shaw. I just want to say from the top, there's some power in this room. There's some destructive batting in this room. And we're pretty pumped to be talking to them. And I just want to, if you'll allow me, he goes something earnest off the top. In doing research on three of these guys, I just want to, like, all of them, and I'm telling you guys things you already know, but you guys love your family so much. And I love that. You know, Rovman talking about your mum, Davey with your family, of course, and Prithvi with your dad. Just, it's really cool to see. And we'll interrogate that throughout this interview. But otherwise, welcome, boys. And can I just start by saying, you know, how good does it feel to just start the day with a shoot in your full Delhi kit with retired grade cricketers that you've never met before, the day after a close defeat? You know where you'd rather be in the world, right?
Yeah, look, on a serious note, it's part and parcel of the job, so we just got to get done.
All right, let's start in the place where we all feel comfortable, club cricket. Let's kick off with you, Davey.
You'll obviously remember us playing against each other in 2007 in a PG's game. Now, do you remember when the Gordon captain came into the dressing room during a rain break before the game had started? He was naked and he walked into the dressing room asking for 10 cents to use the hot water. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall that. 2007, gee whiz, that's a long time ago. I wanted you to say, was that me just coming straight out of a taxi, putting my whites on a plane?
It wasn't you. It was my captain doing that. And we actually won that game. So, you know, maybe it worked.
Davey, what he goes is trying to do there is just confirm to everybody that he played against you, and then by extension that he must have been a pretty good player himself. So, but you've not given it to him.
I can't remember anything.
Rovman, what about you, man? Do you have the same romantic relationship to club cricket? I mean, we talked to Quinton de Kock last week, and he said he'd prefer not to be disturbed by his club. So you can be honest.
I share the same sentiment as David. You know, back home club cricket is pride and joy. You know, you play for West Indies, but at the end of the day, when you go back to club cricket, you know, sometimes the pressure is even more to score runs because they say that you're an international cricketer. So when you come back to club cricket, you must score runs.
I'm sure this won't be the first or last time you've been asked this question, but the Harris Shield game, under 16s in Mumbai, you hit 546. Was it a bit of a green seamer, sort of nipped around a bit early on, where you dropped on zero? Did this even happen? What are your memories?
I was dropped, I think twice I was dropped.
It was lucky. You were lucky.
They played with 30-yard circle as a boundary.
No. Absolutely wrong. Okay. There's a ground called Azad Maidan, which in that ground, 20 matches happens in one time. 20 matches.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. So it's like.
Then David is right. The boundary can't pass 30 meters.
So like Centennial Park, you know, they have all those wicket, and then your boundary overlaps with that one, and then overlaps with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened, man. I don't know. It
was like Forrest Gump. I just kept batting and batting and batting.
But Prithvi, I mean, was it difficult navigating the nervous 490s?
Yeah, it was. I think there was a record of Brian Lara, sir, 444 in whatever domestic cricket, something. So I was on 443, and my dad shouted from there, "You need 1 run to break Brian Lara sir's record." I'm like, okay, fine. And the next ball, one of the guys dropped the catch. And then Obviously, after that, but both the catches were dropped after 400.
After 400, okay.
So
Do
it
you
was a
remember what
chanceless 400, yeah.
yeah. Do you remember what the next highest score was? Like 25 or something? Extras? What was the next highest score?
The next highest score was 255. One of the guy. We did a partnership of
He threw it away.
600.
So what was the total?
999, 998.
And you batted the whole 4 days?
No. They batted. They got all out in around like 110 the first day at lunch.
So you made the
We
most
started-
of it.
we
You made
started-
the most of the first
Tossed a win.
We started batting from the lunch, next day till the end, and one morning session. That's it.
That's cruelty at that level. Okay. Have you guys in the sun for so long?
We were like dominating the school tournaments. Me and Sarfraz was also there in that.
I'm sure in Jamaica, if that happened, the opposing team will call off the players for quarterback. After it start to get ridiculous, the coach would say, "Come, don't want any more of this. Just give them the points."
Davey, you're new back to the franchise. I know you started there 9 years ago or so, but like you're an experienced campaigner. You've had a lot of opening partners through the years in all formats. What do you look for in an opening partner, and how is Prithvi doing?
I look for someone who I'm taller than. I've not had many of them. I'm always looking up to people.
So Prithvi, just the same one back to you. Like, how do you feel Davey's going as an opening partner? You know, you've both batted with Shikhar Dhawan. Do you miss him in the trio? How's the relationship going? Is Davey everything you hoped for and more?
Yeah, I think it is similar to Shikhar. Like while batting as well, Shikhar is quite chill and same as David. So yeah, I think, but I think we need to make some more reels. That's what's missing, to be honest.
Rovman, I want to ask this one to you. Some of the highest engagement we've seen is just clips of Ricky Ponting's speeches. We just love seeing Ponting just speak to the team. I want to know for you specifically, listening to Ricky speak before the game, does it make you want to run through a brick wall, or does it make you want to check your phone and see if there's any notifications there?
Every single time, just listening to the legends speak give you so much motivation and confidence. I am a captain back home, and I'm gonna take some of his speech to carry back home. It's so empowering. And just the words he used. The time he used the words, just subtle little gestures. It's very, very good, and it's encouraging. It's something that we as cricketers need. That environment for Ricky to be talking to us, for him to believe in us and empowering us. It's just an amazing feeling.
I know in Ricky Ponting's speeches, and on YouTube, there's literally a category for his speeches on the Delhi channel, with all the music underneath it and everything. It's like Remember the Titans. But he said one of the goals this year, you just mentioned family, Rovman. He said one of the goals was to live our lives like a family. And we all love our families, but they get on our nerves. So who's the most annoying family member at Delhi?
Khalil Ahmed. I had him at Sunrisers, so I can just say that no matter what, I don't have to think about anything.
I'll go with Khalil Ahmed also.
Davey, like we've regularly said on a show, like you are an all-time great of Australian cricket, all formats. You're an all-time great of the IPL. Less spoken about is that you're an all-time great of social media too. And I just want to know, like, what is it that makes you stand out from the rest, and who or what is Pushpa?
For me, it's about giving back to the fans, because they don't get to see what we're like, away from the field. So for me, I've always loved dancing, and I think specifically when I come to this country, the one thing they love doing here is dancing and having fun, and they're always smiling, right? They go above and beyond. They do not have the word no in their vocabulary. They'll do anything for you. So for us, having supporters and fans, I think it's great to give back. And there's always a lot of requests that come in, and then you try and pick the ones that you think you can do, because the ones I was doing with my wife, like, okay, I do put time and effort in, and I'm still absolutely horrendous. And she makes me look stupid because she can dance. So for me, it's about picking the ones that I'm comfortable with. But these guys, like, they do dialogues, and it's very hard for me to lip sync the dialogue. It's very hard. But with the Pushpa one, that took me ages to try and do. But these guys are going to start teaching me a bit more now that I'm here on the ground.
Have you got a few guys on the team just being like, come on, Davey, get me in for a TikTok? Like, is ACKO Patel just trying to weasel his way into a couple of TikToks with Dave Warner, just a bit of social capital?
Nagakoti definitely is. Yash Dal definitely wants to. We will do one soon.
We're waiting for the right one.
Yeah, there's a couple of funny ones that there are. I want to do one with Khalil Ahmed. So there's a funny one where one has to play the female, one has to play the male, and we haven't worked it out yet.
He's gonna be the female.
You just get like just Rovman and Prithvi, like an assessment of Davey on social media, like, because I see you guys looking at each other while he's talking. Are you happy with his output? You happy with the approach?
They've muted me.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you laying in bed, you just watch him and his family dancing around. It's good fun, man. Good fun.
It is.
But in the Caribbean, that's not really a big thing for us, though. In a sense where you don't see any West Indian cricketers making TikToks and those kind of stuff.
They're all about promotions, parties. Have you guys been to the Caribbean before?
No. I'm keen.
I'm telling you, if you want to open your eyes to a different world, my God, if you can still stand after 2 rum punches, I'll be very surprised. Incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. Like, don't worry about the beaches and that. The people are amazing, and street parties. Like, you walk around a corner and you hear this music, and then there's just people dancing on the street having a massive party. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
What's your like for all three of you? What's your relationship to your cricket bat? Like, are any of you complete gear nuffies? You know, like best bat you've owned, or do any of your bats have personalities? Do you give your bats names?
Not so names. So for me, the first 2 games of the IPL, I didn't get much runs, you know, but I didn't get much runs with the bat that I score so much runs with, you know. And I was in my room. And I put the bat on the bed and I said, "You're gonna disappoint me in the IPL. What you doing?" And then I said, "Okay, I'm playing the next game and I'm gonna give him one more chance." I get 1 ball against RCB, 1 ball. And when I went back to the room, I just put him on the bed and said, "I'm gonna give you a little break. I'm gonna put you in the naughty corner for a little bit." And then I look on the next 4 or 5 that I have, and I say, "Who's gonna put up their hand and give me some runs?" And then I just take up one and then flip the script.
That's amazing, Rovman. And just at that point when you basically fired your bat, and then you looked at the other 4 and you said, who's going to put their hand up? In your head, like, did one of those bats put their hand up? Like, as in, could you see something? Like, why did you pick the bat that you did?
You always have the bats in order. You know,
yes.
the one that I put in a naughty corner, I know within myself that that's my best bat. You know, but it's just not working in the IPL. Maybe when I go back, it start to click again. So I find a bat for the IPL. You know, like David would play Test cricket, and David would have a bat differently that he play Test cricket with, and a bat differently that he play white ball cricket with. So maybe that bat is the international bat. I need to find a bat for IPL.
Did Prithvi, do you talk to your bats?
No, I don't. I just pick up and play with them. I don't talk with them.
I have to look on the bat and say, "You're gonna feel me in the IPL, man." But I know within myself that is my best bat, though.
Yeah. So after you spoke really strongly to it, you also would have said, "It's okay, I'll be back later. I'm sorry if I got mad at you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the Titanic music in the background as well?
Holding the bat up like Kate Winslet over the front.
My heart will go on.
Yeah.
I'll quit in a few months, man.
I let Ricky pick my bat yesterday. That didn't work.
Yeah.
I never use the same bat twice. Never.
Oh, really?
These cricketers nowadays have so much luxury. You can imagine David telling me that he never used the same bat twice. When I'm growing up, I had 1 bat, and if the bat break, I just pray to Father. 1. And now we don't use a bat twice.
I was like that as a kid. Like, I had 1 bat, but every time I score 100, that bat never gets used again. It's done his job. He's never scoring any more runs than me.
He's done his job.
I've got no word of a lie. My wife had a crack at me. She goes, "You got so many bats at home." She goes, "You don't need all these bats." And I said, "No, they're the 100 bats. They stay there. That's it. Done. They're on ice. They're never to be used again. Never be swung. Never be picked up. They're on the little mantelpiece. That's it."
I would love to play with it again and again.
I am the total opposite. If I score 100 with a bat tomorrow,
same.
I use the bat for all here. Every chance I get, that is the bat I'm using.
How many bats have you got just locking around the house? Because you got 24 test hundreds, but you score more hundreds than that.
I've got about 3 cricket bags full. I've got probably about 80 to 90 bats at home.
So, like when you go back to play for your club and guys ask you for some gloves or whatever, does anyone just ask you for one of your 100 bats?
One guy, or one of my mates, they come over, or some of my mates come over to my house and they pick up the bats and go, "Oh, this is good." And I said, "It's got no runs left. It's already scored 100. You can't touch that." Everyone laughed. I got it. So the bat that I scored 300 with, I promise you, that was a brand new bat I just took out. A brand new bat. And I've never picked it up to take it out again to have a hit. I picked it up before I went to Pakistan, just picked it up. And I'm like, how did I use this thing? It was so bottom heavy and something that I just never use. And all my bats now are like a lot lighter than what that one was. But I just don't like using the same bat twice. I feel like it's done its job.
Prithvi, hearing all of this from your teammates, are you starting to wonder whether you need a closer relationship with your bats and to think about it a little bit more?
I think I'm fine with my bat stuff. I can't do these things what these people are doing right now. Maybe in a few years I will, but not right now. Maybe I'll talk with my bat if I'm not scoring runs. But I won't change my bat every game. Not possible, man.
It's never the
Unless and until you have played 10, 12 years of international cricket, you will get those stats.
And they have so much runs like David, you can tell the bat manufacturer, say, "Hey, send 10 bats at once."
Exactly.
For me, it's not that. If I get 3 bats, that 3 bats last me for the next 3-4 months. So I have to be very careful in what I do.
Steve Smith's got a forest in his bag. That's how many bats he's got. The guy carries more bats than anyone. He's like a golf fitting manufacturer. You know, when they which shaft do you want? He's got millions of bats. He would have 20 there. Come to a test match, just lays out 20 bats. And we'll just pick it like this. "Oh, that one's good. That one's good." And then the other boys go to try and pick them up. And he's like, no. He goes, "That will be good." What do you mean? But I'll tell you one thing though, every tail ender needs a good bat. So we make sure one of our bats goes to the tail enders.
That's nice.
In the Caribbean, whenever you as a batsman, you want a good bat, you take it from a tail ender.
Really?
In the Caribbean, it's best believe it. That good bat coming from a tail ender. Because first thing as a batsman, you're going into his bag and you're asking him, "What are you doing with such a good bat?" What are you doing with a good bat? And you just take that bat and tell him to go and buy a bowling shoes. What is he doing batting at number 10 and 11 with such a good bat? That's how it's done in the Caribbean. Anytime the batters want a good bat, they go in the fast bowler's bag, say, "This bat is too good to be using at number 11.
Is there any kit thieving going around in the dressing rooms? I know you have different sponsors and stuff, but if anyone's got, a nice pair of spikes or, a new thigh pad or a new bat, obviously, do you just sort of have a look at that? Maybe they go into the nets, you have a look, go into their kit bag and just pick it up, just feel it out.
I think shoes and those kind of stuff are not really.
How my
really high
shoes?
Priority is the bats. We are always checking each other bats and see who can
give one.
Who we can get a bat from. So far, I've get one of Rishabh Pant's bat. It's very good so far. So
the one thing you'll be very proud of is that the smell in our change room is amazing.
Yeah, just because
I'm very proud of that.
I'm proud.
And before I go out, he has to roll on his little thing on my hand. That's our pre-game ritual. He'll roll his cologne on my hand. I'll spray myself twice with a strong one with a light one. And then Rishabh's next to me putting his Dubai scent on. And then you You've got Shardul doing the same thing.
That room smells so good.
It's like it is a forum.
The aroma.
What are you talking about?
Hey, don't worry about bats and stuff. People are trying to pinch people's colognes.
But I mean, if every single player is spraying cologne on themselves, that seems to me like it would be a very heavy odor.
Yeah.
In
What
the
happened is
room,
that
but
every section of the room have a different odor.
Yeah.
So you have to decide what odor you want. You want the Caribbean scent? You want the Indian fragrance? If you want the Dubai fragrance, you go in Rishabh corner. If you want a more modern Australian scent, you go in the Legend corner. So it's right around the room. All the guys take pride in their aroma.
And I've never seen a Rexona can, so.
I was going to say, yeah, what's the main difference between grade cricket and the IPL? I think I've just found it. It's Rexona cans versus cologne in the change rooms. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you guys would be a great circuit. I'm circuiting with the Delhi guys for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you guys about the showers, showering after a game. I want to know what the longest you've spent in the shower is. Have you brought in some outside furniture into the shower to sit in the tubs afterwards? Like, have you spent an hour in the tubs? Maybe with a lager or a refreshing beverage. What's the longest you've spent in the showers?
I don't want to admit this, but I've not showered once at the ground yet.
Neither do I.
It's weird because normally we always shower, but for us, we got so much to do afterwards that the timings for the bus and everything, we just pack our bags and then we go, and we're 7 minutes from the hotel. So there's no real time. A few of the guys will do a lot of ice baths, but then just get straight out. So here it's a bit different, but like in the Australian change room, it's who's the last to put their clothes on. The boys shower for hours in there, hours. They have a beer, they'll chill out, and But these boys, they're different.
That's where cultural difference comes in, because in the Caribbean, nobody really showers at the ground.
Really?
Nobody showers at the ground. People just have a few drinks, head home, shower, and then they go on the road. They go to parties or whatever the case. Nobody really showers at the ground and then head home. Everybody in their separate vehicles, they just quick change your clothes and head home.
The thing is, for us, our point of view is that we're very comfortable, us Australians. Very comfortable. Sometimes too comfortable, especially in the Australian 2020 team. But it's funny, different cultures. So when I first went to England and I played one of those tour games, and I go into the shower, I'm showering, got the shampoo, turn around, and the opposition is there showering right next to me as well. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? They're communal showers. And I was like, boy, this is not, I want my teammates in here, not you guys.
It's the same thing for me in the sense where a few Australian guys played for us in CPL, like Alex Ross and those guys. So what happened is that after the game, you'd see him just in his Speedo. And he'd take off all his clothes in his Speedo and just take up his stuff and walk into the shower. And everybody was like, what is he doing? In the Caribbean, you have your towel or you're fully wrapped around. That guy just took off every single thing. And we're just saying, guys, chill, man. It's just a cultural difference. You have to learn to come together as one.
Well, I suppose, you guys are wearing so much cologne before you go into the field. You probably don't need to shower. You guys are ready to go out.
Yeah, you're ready to
go. On, you're ready to go. Let's get out of here. We're good to go.
It's not like we're using the cologne to mask the bad odor,
Like you like getting compliments off the fast bowler when he comes past. You go,
CK1? Is that CK1? You go, boss, what is that?
I'll tell you where to get discount from. Use my code.
Boys, thanks so much for your time. We're really, really grateful that you gave us the time and the entertainment that you did. We learned a lot about the Delhi Capitals. We learned a lot about bats and their personalities and cologne. Thank you so much for that. Robin Powell, Dave Warner, Prithvi Shaw, three of the most exciting cricketers going around at the moment. Totally appreciative that you've come on the show. Everyone else is watching. You can subscribe if you like. That's got nothing to do with these players. I'm just saying it while they're here. Boys, have a great day and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks, boys. We're just doing our job. It's in our contracts. Yeah.